Now to the big picture of holiday shopping, how retailers are doing in the wake of Black Friday and how the Walmart protests could affect their bottom line. Dana Telsey is a leading retail analyst and an expert on the holiday shopping season. Dana, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We're going to talk about Walmart in a minute, but let's start with Black Friday itself. I mean, not all the numbers are in yet, but how's it looking?
Looks decent. It doesn't look as spectacular as it was last year, but don't forget, consumers had more time to shop. Not only were they able to shop online, but you did have some stores that were even open on Thursday and Thursday night.
We saw a big jump in the stock market on Friday, and consumer confidence numbers are looking pretty good. I mean, how critical is this moment in time to our economy?
Overall, Black Friday weekend can account for up to 10% of holiday season sales. Consumers are always procrastinators, and it's the 10 days before Christmas that account for up to 40% of holiday season sales.
So this is really a big time.
It is. It's important for the retailers.
We are building right up to the fiscal cliff. How is all of that going to affect how companies treat this holiday season, who they hire, and so on?
They've been managing very carefully. If there's one thing that came out of the recession of the past few years, they know how to manage. And that's why for holiday 2012, we're seeing retailers having bought less inventory. So yes, there are discounts and they plan carefully for them, but you may not have what you want if you wait too long.
Are the retailers worried that shoppers may spend less because they hear this talk about the fiscal cliff and taxes possibly going up?
That's really more allocated to the high end rather than to the middle class or even the lower income. What retailers are looking for is they've managed carefully those high income inventory levels, and it really is January or February. But if there's scuttlebutt and there's discussions about it, that's definitely a concern for Christmas.
Now, we've heard about the protests at Walmart around the nation. They say it was about benefits, wages, treatment of employees. Walmart, of course, our nation's biggest retailer. For more on that, we want to bring in Diane Brady. She's a business reporter and senior editor at Bloomberg Businessweek, who's reported extensively on Walmart. Walmart is basically saying, hey, we had the best Black Friday ever. Is that the case? Will we know how the figures are really showing out? Or are they trying to put a good face on the protests?
Well, when they put that out, they were talking very much about Thursday. So those of you who are lining up at 8 p.m. to get your Furbies, that was definitely, they did not have a lot of protests Thursday night. There are wildly disparate figures in terms of the protests, but there's no question Walmart has done very well this year, and they've got a vested interest in telling us that because of these protests. It was a big concern for people.
How much of a case do the employees have here?
You know, it's the world's largest retailer. They make almost $500 billion. I think it was $444 billion last year. They are a great target. So Walmart for years has been a target. What's interesting this year is we're actually seeing them going out and protesting. In some ways, that's a good sign for the economy. It means people have some confidence. But it's also a sign, frankly, that they're not making enough money to live. Their health care premiums are going up. So it's a real issue.
What do you sense the mood is right now going into this season? I mean, everybody's trying to anticipate, and we always have these projections. But what do you sense the consumer's mood is at this point?
I think it's going to be up a little bit, but the reality is that you still have 8% unemployment almost. I don't think the fiscal cliff is such an issue. The big issue, frankly, is people are just nervous about whether they're going to keep their jobs still. And the reality is that Americans do shop a lot, and we can now spread it out over online. There's not one big day where we all go out and shop. So I think it'll be good, as Dana said. I just don't think it will be a great blockbuster season.
Back to the protest. Does Walmart really treat its workers differently than any of these other sort of discount chains, such as Target and Kohl's? Are things worse off for them?
I think that Walmart is probably in line with how they treat, like every retailer. Frankly, it's not a great job for some people because you've got varied hours and such, but it is the biggest. It has been notorious to some extent with health care benefits and things like that. But no, they make the point that 250,000 of their workers are more than 10 years. That's actually not bad in the retail sector when you've got 1.3 million employees.
All right, Diane Brady and Dana Telsey, thank you both for being with us this morning.